what I've learned from watching women successfully change their lives over the years is they didn't have better strategy. They didn't have more money or status or connections or whatever it is that you keep telling yourself as to why they have the leg up in life and they actually changed their life and they did all the things that you said you were going to do for yourself. That's not really it. What they shifted is their inputs. And you've probably noticed this when you're standing in front of someone or you watch someone on social media and they go through this quote unquote quantum leap season, and it's the same person. Like physically, it's the same person, but energetically, the way you feel in the presence of them, the tonality of their voice, the way that they dress, the way that they represent themselves, who they're connected with, how they're talking about certain things, and in the process, changing the way that you feel in the presence of them, whether you're in front of them or watching them through social media. And you start questioning what the heck happened and how do they do the thing that I said and I keep trying to do. And so you start to make up these narratives of why they have what you have. And the truth is, it's not that. They just changed their inputs. And so that's what I want to talk about today is why certain people change and make the changes that they want and how you can actually make the changes in your life so that you see different results. And I want to talk about why you keep seeing the same results because I've been there. I remember when I was like in the pits of my life before I got into this world, before any of this stuff, and I was just lost. I was in domestic violence. I was abusing drugs and alcohol. I was selling drugs. I was just lost in my life with everything that was going on, and I felt a victim to it. And I remember just seeing these women that were like whimsical and feminine and successful, and they had this like zest for life, and they were able to get happy without using substances. And I remember just thinking like these women are like juicy. I was so intrigued by that. And that instead of asking myself the question of who did they have to become in order to represent represent themselves this way, I disqualified them. And I started to say things like they had a better upbringing than me, or they didn't have these struggles, or they didn't have these body issues, or they had this money, or they got lucky doing this, or they lived in this environment, blah, blah, blah. And I disqualified any of the things that it probably was. Granted, I didn't talk to any of these women, so I don't actually know. But now being in that position, being in this position of running a multi-six-figure company, living a life that I really am just so proud of. Like when I slow down, I'm very proud of all of the hiccups and jumps and hoops and all the kind of things to be who I am today and be the mother that I am today and the business owner and the leader and the, daughter and friend and all the kind of things. It's like to see that gap and to actually have set out and done majority of the things that I said I was going to do and look back on my life and feel that and look back on my life and, know that no matter what, I'll always make it happen because I've always made it happen. Granted, of course, I want things to get faster and I want things to go in a different direction sometimes, but like it really does always work out in the way that I want it to. And I know some of you have been listening to this podcast and we've been having conversations and you're feeling a little bit stuck and you're feeling like I've been putting in the reps and you've been showing up and you've been doing the things and still you haven't gotten what you feel like should be the result now. So let's talk about that today because I see this all the time, women doing quote unquote everything right, and yet it's not giving them the ROI they thought they would be having by now. And if it was about doing the same reps and doing these things, you would have the output. You would have that situation. But there's some things that we need to uncover today and have an awakening to that are actually keeping you stuck in this environment and kind of getting give you a slap in the little booty because I want the most for you. Like I genuinely do. We're wrapping up summer here and this is like when we go full momentum into selling season and just cupping season, quote unquote, and just all these things in life. Like the end of the year starts to approach and you start thinking about things differently. You're like, all right, time to lock in and stop fucking around. And this is like the new year, new wave of the new year and realizing, okay, let's fucking roll. And so let's have a conversation on this. And so one of the things I see you doing when you say you want to hit a new level is you know the room you want to be in. You know the people you want to belong to. You know the relationships you want to have. You know all of this kind of stuff. And I'm saying this because the list that I'm about to give you is all the things that I've done myself. And one of the first things that I noticed when I was in this journey of just noticing, like, I'm not in the right room, but I don't know which room, but I look at these rooms and I feel like I'm not qualified to be in these rooms yet. I remember sitting and doing this, but then I stayed with the same mentor way too long. I remember thinking to myself, I had outgrown this space. I had outgrown this mentor. I had outgrown her and the kind of level of everything that was there. But because I didn't feel qualified to go anywhere next, because I asked too many people around me, because I felt too connected, because you validated my current situation and my current identity, I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to go into a new environment where people didn't know me. I didn't want to feel dumb in the room. I didn't want to feel like the mentor that I currently work with now, I didn't want to feel like she would know my shit and that she would hold me to a higher standard. And somehow all of the current season of my life, I was using to disqualify myself from actually getting in the room that ultimately did change my entire life. And sitting there thinking, oh, I'm not ready yet, really delayed me a year. I really did. I remember I wanted to hire this mentor that I currently work with now, but I waited an entire year till I finally did it. And I think about where I would be now had I done it sooner, had I actually gotten in the arena when I was uncomfortable, when I wasn't qualified, when I felt not ready, when my life was an absolute fucking mess at that time. And I felt like, I felt ashamed, honestly, if I can pick a better word. Like, I felt really ashamed of my life at that time. And I know I would have gotten out of the situations I was in a lot sooner and saved myself a lot of a year of confusion and a year of a whole bunch of stuff that happened had I actually stepped into who I knew I wanted to be. Like, you get this blip of who you know you're supposed to be, but then your human shell comes back and you go, oh, but I'm not ready. And then you start to ask people what's the best thing, and you start to move in this direction, trying to get validation of the right move instead of trusting that zing and just making the leap. This is one of the top things to do. That's why I'm starting with this, is really paying attention to who you're being influenced by and doing it from who you want to become, not who you are right now. And stop staying in the place that makes you feel comfortable and go to the edge of, oh, this is where I want to be next year, so this is how I have to act, respond, speak, get in the room, stand beside in order to make that happen. Like, knowing that you are, and that's why I love my container so much, going into the room that I have, it's like, there's no bullshit. I'm not going to validate your fears. I'm not going to, sit in these corners. I'm going to hold you to the highest degree. We're going to call out your shadows and we're going to go beyond them so you can actually become the person that you hired me for, versus what a lot of the industry and why a lot of people get jaded and comfortable and don't see the results that they want is because you stay in this bubble of, this is comfortable and this is what I think I'm ready for. And you're thinking in the now versus thinking in where you're supposed to be. And when you think of, okay, if I'm going to be here in a year, what is the move I need to make now for who I'm going to become in the process of that? Which means you need to link arms and be in the right rooms of people that hold you to the highest vision, not hold you to your current vision. And I really see a lot of mentors fuck this up with people. The second one is, I see a lot of people stay in relationships way too long. And that doesn't mean you have to break up with your husband or do anything crazy like that. It's just, a lot of the times, the way our relationships keep us safe is actually really funny. Like, I remember staying with partners too long. I remember staying with friendships too long because I didn't want to be alone. I didn't want to be rejected. I didn't want to feel like a bitch. I didn't want to feel like, if I actually go for my dreams and I discontinue or at least detach the value that I was putting on certain relationships, I would then be judged. I would be perceived as a bitch. I would then be seen as someone that thinks they're better than them. And that's not it. It's just genuinely, when you're going to the next season of your life and you want to make the changes that you know you're capable of making, otherwise this podcast would not have landed on your page. It's really looking at, are the people that are closest to you helping you stay the same or pushing you to the version that you're capable of being? It doesn't mean everything in your life needs to be uncomfortable and you have to go and break up with every single person that's around you right now, but the people that are giving you the most input are going to change your life. I got to the place that I'm at now because I'm very selective on, one, who I talk to, and two, just whose input I really take in. I had to let people speak, do their things. Like, I'm not a fucking bitch, but like, The only intake when I ask questions to people or I really listen and like I come to them with a question because I value their opinion, very, very few people. What we see a lot is a lot of people that are trying to make changes in their life go and, like I said in the beginning, ask a lot of people. What do you think I should do about this? How do you think I should do this with him? What do you think about this business investment? Do you like this post? Should I say it this way? And instead of trusting your own instinct and the people that you are model the type of life that you want, you're just talking. And in that talking, you're getting stuck. And so you need to stop talking. If they aren't someone that is doing the thing that you want to do and living in a way that genuinely expands you and makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable, don't ask their input. Stop bringing things to them. And I don't mean you have to like break up with them and do all the kind of things. But when it comes to all of this stuff, they may have known you for a long time and they might hold you to the identity of which they know you at now versus who you in your soul want to be. Like a lot of you come into my world and you're really nice. Like you have these like really nice personas, but there is this sassy, bold, eclectic, out there, outspoken type of energy that wants to come through. But because your current relationships know you in a certain way, you don't actually let this come through. And therefore you're just stuck repeating the same nice girl thing that you've been doing for a while. There's not even a cadence to your voice. There's not a sass or a personality. It's just this like dull thing that's been happening your entire freaking life. So you don't even think to change it. You don't even think to ask a better question to someone outside of the circle that could push you to the version God intended you to be. And instead it's just, let me just keep talking to the same people that have known me for 17 years. And they're going to pick the version of you they met originally. Like someone to go and meet you 1,000 times over is really difficult. I have my best friend, I said 17 years because we've been best friends for 17 years. And we go through this where it's like, I don't go to her for business advice. I don't go to her for my next vision or things like that because she's trying to protect me. She's known me. Oh gosh, she's known me through so many seasons. And we've had to have so many conversations of like, this is who I am now and trust my judgment. And this is that kind of stuff. But it is sometimes resisting the bigger version of I know who I could be in certain conversations. We've definitely worked through so many things. Like she is my blood family, all the kind of things. We're able to have these conversations and I can chat about this with her of like, this is where I'm going. This is the support I need. And to be able to have that conversation with someone is really important. Like you don't have to ditch everyone, but you have to stop seeking their advice for certain things, even if they are the person closest to you. And that's one of the hardest things. The third one, and I see a lot, of course I had to come in with the branding stuff, is when you're looking to make a change in your life, you have to actually make a change. You may have noticed when I was doing this in my life and I was just like, fuck everything that's happening. I went and I had a Britney Spears moment and I chopped all my fucking hair off and just got back into this sassy, bold. I fucking redid my whole wardrobe. Like I started to shift things. I literally moved, redesigned my house, like did all of this stuff so that I could become the version I want to be by the end of the year. I was noticing this pattern. I was noticing environments. I was noticing things happening in my life and people, places, stuff. And I was just like, yeah, this isn't it. Like I will not, if I were to get hit by a bus tomorrow, this is not going to be fucking it. And I see this in so many of you where you're like wearing the same shit you've been wearing for the last, since fucking, if you have clothes from high school, I have serious fucking questions for you. Even college, I have serious questions. Are you really the same person from college? Are you? Don't be. Don't be. There has to be something inside of you that wants to bust open. Like go take some shrooms and go naked in the ocean. Like something in you wants to go absolutely crazy, especially you're a female. We evolve all the time. There is nothing the same about us. And yes, you can have a signature look, right? Like the timeless look that is always timeless or all the colors or whatever the fuck it is. But like, don't forget you're just a girl and you get to play dress up and you get to change things. And the best way to actually change your life is to change the way you look. Not to say the version of you is not qualified for the things that you want to do, but holy fuck, a new look makes you sit taller, like taking up space. Like my style, I mean, it's kind of shifting even now because of the evolution I'm going on, but like I like to take up space with my looks. I like to walk in and people are like, who is this? Like there is a spectacle that happens because of, yes, the person wearing the clothes, but also the clothes, the look, the short hair, the lipstick I wear, the glasses I'll be wearing, the outfits. Like it is so fun to do these things and it makes you have this like new identity. Don't forget every day is fucking Halloween. You do not have to be wearing the same things that you've been wearing your whole life simply because you've been wearing them your whole life. Not saying you have to get rid of all your clothes, but like buy a new signature piece, put on fucking lipstick, give bangs to yourself. Like look up something when you go on Pinterest and you see something, that's your style. Like if I could show you my desktop right now, it's like my new style board. This is like literally what my backdrop is like how I am shifting how I dress and how I show up and how I want to do things in the next direction of who I'm becoming. And I look at it every day, and that's what I step into. Does it take more time? Does it take more money? Does it take more effort? Yes. Do you have to get rid of your entire closet? No, but you can style things differently. If you are still wearing things from college, why? Like genuinely why? I don't understand this concept of people. Don't you go through a shedding? Don't you move and just like want to leave all your stuff there? Or is that just me? I don't understand. I own nothing. Even from moving back from Thailand, which if you didn't know that, I lived there for 6 years. I was about to buy a house, settle down, do all the things. And then I moved back to America to find a husband, make a baby, do all the things. Did that. Kind of. And I don't own anything from that time because I became a new person. And then same thing, I lived in Texas and then I moved to Florida. I don't have any of that stuff. Like I bounce around. I'm like, I'm a new person. I'm a new person. I'm doing this. Like this is who I am now. Like, and I let my style be the thing that's now representing me. And it feels like this like switch. Like it's like I put on the clothes or I dress in a certain way and it's like this new identity came through. Like when I chopped my hair off, I was legitimately a new bitch. Like my voice dropped, the way I speak, the way I stand. Like obviously, like I shifted my relationship dynamic. I went out and I was like, enough's enough. Like that is all the things that happen when you go on this whole journey is just really owning, I am her now. This is it. Like I have these things that symbolize, that's what the word I was looking for. It's a symbol of you are this person. Stop wearing the same shit and expecting a different result. That is not how it works, especially even if you're around other people and you change your style. A lot of you are going to be thinking, oh my God, what are they going to think? Who the fuck cares? The whole point is that they think differently of you. That's why you're doing all of this stuff so you can get a different result. You need to remove all of this stuff. Oh God, all this stuff about what other people think. Like, I'm sorry. I know I have a morbid brain because of how my mother passed and it was very sudden and all the kind of things, but like you could legitimately fall downstairs tomorrow and die. Like, I want that to really hit you. Because that is what happened to my mom. And it's like, that's all it takes. All it takes. Something crazy can happen. And do you really want the last thing to be like nothing in my life changed and I've been wearing the same thing since high school and I don't get ready and my hair's the same and my face is the same and I've never traveled anywhere and I have the same friends and I really don't eat anything different and everything about my life is fucking the same? I don't know. Maybe mine's fucking Aquarius moon self, but like, no, I don't want that. I love routines. I love things like that, but your routine can become a cage. It really fucking can. If you don't change things, just like contrast therapy, if you don't change things, nothing changes. Nothing changes. And that's my fourth point here is that same inputs, same outputs. How long have you been doing the thing expecting a different result? That's literally the definition of insanity is, oh, I've been moving my body in this way and yet still I'm not losing the weight. Oh, I've been doing this stuff inside of my marriage and still it's not as spicy as I want it to be. Oh, I've been posting like this for how many fucking years and I'm not getting the result that I want. Oh, I've been coaching like this. Oh, I've been showing up like this. Oh, I've been doing these things. Oh, I've been working with the same person. Oh, I've been doing these things and nothing is changing. And it's like, bitch, holy shit. Like really? If you wanted things to change, why are you expecting things to change? Just doing it longer? This is not corporate America. We don't just stay in the game a little bit longer and think things are going to change. That's not how life works. You have to change your inputs in order to change. I remember I was talking to my dad when my marriage and everything was happening, and my dad said something to my husband at the time where he goes, I'm doing everything. And my dad said, if you were doing everything, you would have the result. And that's it. If you were really depositing everything you had, you would have the result by now. That is just simple math. But you keep doing the same thing harder, longer, expecting a different result versus going, okay, who I am, the identity of which I am doing all of this isn't fucking it. Isn't it? This happens to me almost like every month. I'm like, oh, who am I now? Like I just bless every person in my life, because I'm a different person all the fucking time. Everyone calls me a little hat trick and like a, what is it? Not the jack of all trades, but like when you can't predict what's coming next. I don't know, hat trick, plot twist. That's what they say. I'm a plot twist. And that is it. So like, I love being a plot twist. I love keeping you on your toes. Yes, I have my consistency. Yes, I have my stuff that's predictable, especially for my son's sanity and regulation, but definitely unpredictable as it comes when it comes to my personality and where I'm at and all the kind of things. Like, it is just the funnest thing ever. And that is because I have different inputs. If I'm not getting a result that I want, I'm not sitting there. And I definitely did. When I was maxed out, burnt out, just trying to keep my shit together, I definitely was doing this. And that's why I'm saying this with such a light heart to anyone that is doing this. But catch yourself in that, being like, I'm in survival mode right now, which is why I'm just barely hanging on and doing the same shit, expecting a different result. But in survival mode, in order to get out of that, you have to go, okay, in order to change this, I need to change my inputs. What is that? Even if it's just changing to a meditation in the morning. Like, that was one of the first things that I started to do, was I started to switch up. Oh my God, my brain's doing this. Okay, I'm going to play a meditation. I'm going to play these affirmations. I'm going to say them out loud just to get my shit in order. I used to, when I was trying to get sober and like get my life together, I would literally wake up and the first thing I would do was make my bed, because my life was chaos. I was like, just make my bed. And I'm still a psychopath about it to this day, but it was like, I'm changing my habit here. Okay, I'm going to wake up, and I was doing like Tony Robbins breath work and then like some visualization thing before I was going to teach English in Thailand. And I was like, okay, I'm going to change my inputs. Like, and it just has progressively done that, which has led to my entire fucking brand, which is how I built this entire brand. And, you know, the IPs and the evolution of life and everything that I've done is I've just shared the experience of who I've become in order to change my life, and created IPs around it, which is intellectual property, and share the journey. That's why the stuff that I teach you guys is not always the things, I mean, it's just not stuff you're going to find in a textbook. It's stuff from lived experience of how I've done this again and again and again, and will continue to do this again and again and again, and how I use content to do this to actually free up my time and make me money and do all the kind of things because of this stuff. Different inputs, different outputs. This is how this works, and you change and you grow over time and ultimately become the person that you want to be. And then the last one that I want to talk about is your character changes before the strategy change. You don't need all of this like new stuff. You think, oh my God, I need a new offer. I need a new content strategy. I need a new fucking life. It's like you need all this new stuff, and it's just not true. You need to change your character before you touch any of your strategies. Stop fucking with your business. Because things aren't like, yes, of course, like change a little bit of stuff and like switch things up and, you know, fix your marketing strategy usually is it, but it doesn't need another offer, another rebrand, another fucking thing. Like, it is never that, actually. It is the person. It is the person trying to sell it. She is not charismatic enough. You do not love the offer enough. You do not like the way that you're marketing enough. It is not fun for you enough, because that's what people want to pay for right now. Like, it is that era of falling in love with a founder. And if you're sitting there hiding your life because you feel chaotic or things are not changing in the way that you want, and you're hoping that if you could just make enough sales, then your life will change and then you'll feel the spark and all the kind of things. That's not how the fucking shit works. You hear it everywhere. Be, do, have. You hear it everywhere. I'm not going to exhaust you with that, but it's so true. You want to have something in your life. You want to have something change. You need to be about it. And at the same time, you need to do stuff. I genuinely believe you have to start to take action to get stuff in order to have it, obviously. But like at the same time, I think the more you do, the more you be. So I think those are actually kind of equivalent in my mind. It's like, again, new inputs, new outputs, not same inputs, same outputs. New inputs, new outputs. So it's like do and be commingle together. They're at the same rate, and you ultimately then have what you want. And that's how you make the changes. That's how you do all of this stuff. It's recognizing where in your life has the routines that you have been building for yourself, that you thought were it, that you saw on the internet was going to be the thing that makes you fucking rich and famous, have actually become a cage. Recognize this, because you have done extraordinary things in your life, but playing it safe and trying to grow a business do not go hand in hand. playing it safe and trying to live a full life that has stories to tell and the shit that you'll laugh about for ages, and you'll be someone that is iconic, and you'll be someone that's liberated, and you're someone that's juicy, going back to that word juicy. That doesn't come from playing safe. That comes from risking it for the biscuit and going against the grain and shifting things and doing that thing that literally does not make sense so that you can get a different result. Because the life you want doesn't come with more time. It really doesn't. It comes with a character change. It comes by getting in the room that you're afraid to be in and making the change to the inputs that are happening in your life. And if you're ready to do that, I highly recommend you get your butt into Present and Paid, which is exactly built for this. To change the game of women building businesses with motherhood at the center. It is the only mastermind built in this way where it's literally set up for you to succeed as a mom, building within the margins that you genuinely have, which is nap times and second shifts, without burning yourself out, without losing yourself in it, without feeling like you have to choose between your business or your marriage. Like, you can actually build this while having a family, while doing this life, even if you have your 9 to 5 on your lunch break. Like, all of the things that get in the way of people actually having success, I've built this mastermind to collapse the time to focus on the things that really, really matter when it comes to building this business and giving you the right inputs so you can have a different output. And so if you're interested in that, I'm going to put the application in the show notes. All you have to do is apply. And if you're one of the first people, you're going to get a fun little bonus. So make sure you do that. And y'all, like always, and I have been, and not even like always because I just started doing this, but I am loving the screenshots and the shares. Like, wow, all I had to do was ask you guys to do this. This is the coolest thing ever. And if you haven't done that yet right now, if you give me a rating, because I forgot to ask all these years, to give us a rating and a review to help really boost this podcast up there and really start to grow this whole thing. It's one of my focuses this year. If you do that, I'm going to send you a custom offer. So like I said, I have so much IP, intellectual property, from the evolution of my life, whether it's health or trauma or relationships or business. Like, there's so many different avenues. And so once you do that, screenshot it, send it to me. I'm going to send you, based on what you tell me where you're at in life, I'm going to send you a custom package. I don't know how long I'm going to be doing this right now, but it is August 5th when this podcast go out. So let's say after you listen to this podcast, I'm going to do this for another month. Okay. 2026, just so we have that reference there. So when this blows up, a million people aren't getting this, but for you lucky human that's catching this now, all you have to do is go give us that 5-star rating if you feel called, and then a review, because that does so much. Oh my goodness, so much. And I'm so embarrassed that I have not asked in all these years for you guys to do this. So please, 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 thank you so much. And share this with one of your cute little besties that could use this conversation, that can get her ass in gear. And you're like, bitch, we're doing this together. That's how we get change done too. We get people involved. All right. And the application is in the top of the show notes. So get your butt in there and get your fun little bonus. It's going to be a 6-month mastermind with your future besties. It's the best thing ever. Oh my God. Okay. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.